Hello. So I'm going to be walking you through Pup Pals, which actually I started this at PSU just as a rough mock-up, and I thought it was a good opportunity to advance it because um, honestly I'm just still thinking about it, and I want to advance it even more if I can. So Pup Pals is an AI assisted community awareness application designed to help owners navigate shared walking spaces with greater situational awareness. So a little bit of background. Um, I know for my mom at least, it was always kind of stressful in my neighborhood to see what dogs were outside walking and if they would get along with our dog, or if we're gonna turn a corner and all of a sudden two dogs are gonna get into a fight. So this application would, of course, have to have a little bit of cooperation throughout the neighborhood, but I think it could be a really good idea to solve that issue of dogs kind of attacking each other. So yeah, that brings me to the problem statement is there's uncertainty when you're walking your dog. There's going to be a lack of situational awareness. And I went through all the existing dog walking applications and I could not find anything that solved this or anything even remotely close. So, to go over some statistics, 65.1 million US households own a dog. Roughly 36 to 51% of US households own at least one dog, and Americans spend over $136 billion annually on pets. I feel like this is not common knowledge, but everyone knows there's dogs all over the place, and they are man's best friend. Studies show that 30 to 70% of dog owners walk their dogs regularly. Obviously, some owners have a backyard that they just put them out. It's something that we see every day. It's a consensus that we all can kind of agree on is there is a large amount of dog walkers in each neighborhood. Now, to the grim statistics, about 4.5 million dog bites occur each year in the United States. Around 800,000 dog bite victims require medical attention annually. Fatal incidents are rare, but still average about 43 deaths per year in the United States. So there are accidents that happen. I think that most of it would probably go unreported. I think it's probably a tuffle between two separate breeds that may not get along, and that's really what I wanted to hone in on this application, is just to have that ease of knowing what your environment is, what dog you might run into, keeping your dog safe, and just better communication throughout the neighborhood. So yeah, getting down to the system, I think you know putting AI into something that I've already been kind of thinking about has actually opened a lot of avenues that I didn't previously see. And I think they're very relevant to what I was originally trying to go for when I thought of this application. As we walk through this Pup Pals app, you're going to see nearby dog walking activity generated by, or with the help of AI. You're going to see dog walkers understand peak walking patterns, frequency. The users will be able to receive AI generated context summaries and be able to view compatibility insights between their dogs. And when I was thinking about how to infuse some AI into this project in particular, I didn't want to kind of capture the user with these boundaries that I build with AI, and say, hey, Susie's dog's outside, you cannot go outside for a walk. Get inside now. There's a pit bull coming around the corner. Nothing like that. What I really wanted to do was just provide contextual insights that help the user to just have a healthier neighborhood, a healthier dynamic, and be able to avoid a dog if you want to, or go to a certain place with high activity if you want to, and see what kind of dogs there may be. But I wanted to make sure I was careful of how I put up or I wanted to make sure that I didn't put up any guardrails that really kind of trapped the user and kind of kept this open, easy experience that is, it comes off very contextually optional to the user. So let me go ahead and kind of run through the application here with you. So the first screen here you're going to see it says Pup Pals. It's a loading screen, and we're going to go over to this entry screen here where I haven't really changed too many things, but what you're going to do is you're going to put in your dog's name. You're going to say if you have another dog, the breed of the dog, and your name, of course. And uh, you know once you press enter here is where you're going to see this first AI logic come in. So um, we're gonna see how crowded the walking is in your neighborhood based on how many dogs are currently walking. You see 4 p.m. It's crowded currently. There's 4 current dog walkers. Now we have these AI insights that is an aggregation of data that's being compared to older data to see, is the trend going up? Is the trend going down? So based off that, we're going to say, right now in your neighborhood, that trend is going down. So overall, this time, maybe the season, dog walking is not as high as maybe the past season. So, maybe it's fall now. In summer, it was a bit higher. AI is going to be able to gather that information and give you that answer there. So once we pass that, we go to the dashboard here, and again, not too many changes, just kind of some glitter, and I went ahead and put these buttons here at the top. It would be the map, the start walk, the map, and the neighborhood. Below that, you're going to see a status entry. So that's going to be connected to your activity feed below. And below that is where we're going to see another example of how we're putting AI into this application. This right here is just going to be the most mentioned topic, or the most, in this case, the most mentioned place, which would be this love park. So for some reason in the activity feed, we're seeing a lot of people talking about Love Park. So if you go ahead and you click on that, top AI insight, I guess we'll call it, you're going to go over to a profile for this Love Park. So the idea is maybe it could be a variety of places that we have these profiles, and those could be the indicators for how we rank this through AI, or if there's a dog store, or multiple dog stores. These could all be these kind of objects that we load in, so that way we can look through this activity feed and see what's being most talked about. So once you're here on Love Park, you're going to see the zone type, the activity overview, and the peak walking periods. And obviously this is all taking the AI to detect those patterns, and manipulating that information over to the end user. So once we are done, we're going to go back to the dashboard here, and I just want to show you real quick what I kind of originally had here, which is this activity feed, which you click down and you're able to kind of scroll around and see what's going on. And we have this map, and we have this start walk option. So first I'm going to click on this map. So this is the third place we're going to see some kind of heavy AI, and this is going to show us the busy area within like this red hue, or this red target zone. So in this example, we're pretending that there's a park next to this cul-de-sac here, and you see that red hue over there. That is where there might be some high activity. So we notify, or we have the note there that says, or I guess you could call it the key there, that says high activity, and the user is able to see what's going on, and see also that we have multiple walkers actually active that have the Pup Pals app that are going around this neighborhood. So once we start our walk, you're going to see, kind of locks in there, just some UI stuff to kind of make it a little bit more clear to the user. We have that visibility toggle. So, this is, like I said, I don't want to force the user in any way. And, I really want it to be an optional thing. But based on that data we could put together, just make dog walking easier in general. So, yeah, again, back to the main dashboard here. Nothing too out of the ordinary for an activity feed. We have the notifications here, so just go through. Somebody commented, whatever it may be, um, and yeah, and also we have this option here to just start the walk right from the top screen. That you're not going to see those AI insights that way, so it just kind of skips right ahead. And then finally, we have the My Neighborhood, which is just going to show the users that are also on Pup Pals. So I was able to do some usability testing on this. Unfortunately, this is probably where I lacked compared to what I originally envisioned. I was only able to get some usability testing with my girlfriend, kind of walking through or tapping through the app or the prototype, and my mother as well. So both of them do have dogs. I'll start with my girlfriend. She seemed to have an easier time navigating the application. She her first thing that she said was she thinks it's really cool that she would be able to see how the dog breeds get along with one another. The next thing she said was that she would worry about privacy, about people seeing exactly where you are with your dog in case, if you didn't get along with someone or something like that. And, these are all things that I think are great points. I think that would be a big concern that I would have to figure out. She'd like to be able to kind of read into those insights a little bit more in depth in the way that she felt like she was able to learn some things about dogs as a dog lover, and she thinks that it would be interesting to kind of be going about your day, managing, you know, the application and learning as you go. My mother, she had a little bit more trouble, so I kind of had to help her get to the dashboard, and really kind of had to help her through the whole journey here. But she did give me some insights that she thinks this would be a great thing because she worries about what dogs are outside, how they'll get along with our dog, and it could stop a lot of awkward disputes. But I think she kind of had that same sentiment of how do you know people will use it? How do you know people will agree to it? And just that same kind of security concern. So, yeah, that wraps it up. I hope that I was able to demonstrate how Pup Pals could be a lightweight, human centered AI driven application that could, help transparency in the neighborhood, help resolve some, disputes, help or, negate from any, dog disputes happening, and just make it a more friendly environment for all of us. And, I think we all love our dogs. And like I said, they're man's best friends. So they're important. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation and thank you very much.